don't you go? Why don't you go? Why don't you go there? There you go. I'm naive. My whole practice, the work that I do with people is based on what I realize may be completely naive. But even before I make that point, this meditation pillow, it's the most hippie of anything I own. There's no hidden room of tie-dye and patchouli, that you guys never see. So why am I naive? Well, I began as a nutritionist, working with people on food. They come to me, they want to know how to eat better. I teach them how to eat better. They don't stick with it. They don't continue. And as you know, food, unless you stick with it long term, don't waste your time. What I realized early on, and what really was the inspiration for my first book, Approaching the Natural, was this idea that I wanted to stop working in conclusions. I didn't want to work in, I'm going to get you to this way of eating and sort of define that particularly and then say, okay, you've got to get to this place. I didn't want to get somebody to this kind of exercise to that place. I realized that I didn't want to focus on the conclusion, but rather on the establishment of behaviors and habits that would get them to some sort of conclusion. So since that time, and now 99.9% of the time, I don't deal with anything except teaching people how to build in moments to think. Here's where the naivete comes in. The reason I don't deal with conclusions, and you guys know, I'm vegan, I don't hide it, but I don't really talk about it too much, because here's where my naivete comes in. And this isn't really about the vegan thing, it's just about any conclusion or label or place to get. Given the tools to think and to have time in our lives to consider, we're gonna act more compassionately, we're gonna act more kindly, we're gonna act more ethically, we're gonna reach these conclusions ourselves, not because a practitioner like me said, here's where you need to get to, but because you got there yourself, and when you get there yourself, you're way more likely to stay there. On the other hand, if I'm about, hey, this is how you become vegan, and this is how you run a marathon, and the goal is the goal, not how to live a life to live however you want, but the goal is that end game, is that conclusion, I think I just didn't see success there. I didn't see that success would live in that arena. Success lies in how we negotiate our lives day to day so that we can live the lives based on how we want to live our own lives. I just think I potentially am naive because I think that most of us are gonna reach very similar conclusions if we have the ability to think about those things for more than 5 freaking seconds and can get off social media and all the other things that distract us these days. If we can learn how to build in moments of thought, I'm thinking that we're gonna reach, most of us, pretty similar conclusions. That's a really good espresso, by the way. I've been weighing out the espresso before I put it into I weigh it on a scale to get the 7 grams per espresso, and it makes a difference. Trust me on that one. Do I know for sure that everybody's gonna end up doing similar things? That could be totally naive. But here's the thing. I believe it, but also I have to believe it. I have to believe that deep down in most of us human beings, there is good. There is a desire and an ability to take care of ourselves, self-care, to feed ourselves well, to treat our bodies and minds well, that there's a good in us that enables us to treat other people well, that we can not let the stress of the world get the best of us and act in ways that are totally not who we really, really are. I have to believe that, because if that's not the case, that's some depressing shit.
But lately, I mean, this is a big thing, these last week, really.